everyone. So this is a random video here, unscripted. I just thought, why not make a video about this? So I bought a buttload of stamps over 3 or 4 years here. I've definitely slowed down, and that is without question due to financial reasons. But when I first started, like a lot of people, I was completely out of my mind almost, I'd say, in a way. Didn't really know what I was doing, had money, wanted to blow it, had a huge passion for stamps out of nowhere, and I just started blowing money. I mean, just boom, 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 buying all kinds of different stuff. As I look back, I regret some things, and other things I don't regret. And so here's a thought that I've had cross my mind a couple of times today as I'm just looking around at my shelves full of different albums. Some I've made, some I've bought. One thing that I actually funneled a whole bunch of money into that I do sort of regret is mint sheets. Man, when I first started collecting, I was buying the random collections, buying big lifetime collections, and for some reason, something about mint sheets really caught my interest, and I started blowing thousands of dollars on mint sheets. Mainly from the United States, and I bought some that do have value. I think I spent $600 on one sheet. Mind you, sheets, not oh boy, what am I thinking of? Press sheets. Okay, those are different. I'm just talking about a normal mint sheet of stamps that's, a little bit bigger than the size of a piece of paper, that kind of idea. They do come in various sizes, but I built a whole bunch of binders. I have one 3-cent. This white one, big white strip right there. That's a big. Looks like, I think, a 4-inch binder, and it's full of 3-cent mint sheets. Oh, what am I going to do with that thing? Honestly, I bought a lot of sheets on eBay, and I really feel like I overpaid, is where I'm headed with this. So the problem with mint sheets that I've become aware of is, for the most part, when you're talking any kind of modern mint sheet, they're really only worth face value, which is the actual value of the stamp to be used postally. So, except for the rarer ones that I have purchased, almost all of my mint sheets are only worth face value. And you know what? I think a lot of that does actually go towards my press sheets as well. I think I have a couple of press sheets that I was thinking maybe I should just use them. Just use the stamps. I mean, at this point I have so many. The same goes for the regular sheets and press sheets. Maybe I should just use them. Not every press sheet would I use. Some of them are imperforate anyways, and they're not meant to be used, but as far as my actual mint sheet collection, I'm kind of looking at that and thinking, man, I could just use this stuff to mail envelopes for maybe the rest of my freaking life, considering how many of them I've bought. But the problem is, like, 3-cent mint sheets. I mean, what the heck? I'd have to look up what a forever stamp is worth these days. What is it, like 60-something cents to mail a first-class letter? So what the heck? There's not even enough space on a regular size 10 envelope, probably, to fit enough 3-cent stamps that I could send a letter. There may be, actually, as I'm thinking about it, there might be enough, but I'd have to cover the whole freaking envelope, which would probably be annoying for a postal service worker, and they'd have to hand cancel everything. It would be so ridiculous. So, you know, this is where I'm at. Now, I'm going to take that binder down. We'll take a look at it just for fun. Because there are certain things that I like about it, but, you know, I was doing some reading earlier, and I've seen videos in the past that talk about how, you know, like in the 80s was like the peak of stamp values. It has been on decline ever since, you know. You know, what was once the most popular hobby in the world has started to decline in the last several decades, and that's just the way that it is, and here we all are. As stamp collectors, like, bummer, I wish that it was doing better overall, worldwide, but, you know, while it isn't dead, no, it's not exactly as strong as it's been. So, when I think about the videos that I watched earlier, they made me think about blocks and sheets, and, I think that one of the videos said in the 70s was really the high point for blocks. I haven't really found anything so much about sheets specifically yet, but I assume that it's similar to the blocks. You know, things just had their time, and then they started to fall off. And nowadays, I mean, what am I going to do with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of low denomination mint sheets of U.S. stamps? So that's a thought that I've had, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. And when I think about, I don't even know where I was headed with that. So anyways, let's take a look at this binder just for fun, because heck, I spent the money on the stamps and I built the dang thing, and all it ever does is sit there on the shelf. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so here's my pretty little 3-cent mint sheet album. Okay, so now actually one thing I forget completely, I haven't even looked in here in so long, probably a couple of years. So I actually bought these Super Safe brand, you know, stock sheets or whatever you would call this, so that I could keep track of everything that's in here. I tallied up, I wrote, for one thing, the Scott number, the year, and then what the value is. And this is catalog value. Okay, so like number 1 here, it says it's number 964 from 1948, $25. Okay, so that would be this guy. Let me turn my ISO up a little bit. So that would be this guy, Oregon Territory Centennial stamp. So looks like I even put it on the page itself, which you guys can't see, a little sticky of what they are and whatnot. So anyways, I did that for all of the sheets in here. So now I apparently added more later, and I had actual tallies of everything, but I updated it. So anyway, I didn't like to keep buying these actual sheets, so I decided to scan it and print my own, which is totally cheaper, by the way. Not quite as pretty, but so anyways, everything in this album, I've tallied up to $4,450.50. So then that means really that this is probably worth $450, right? Am I wrong about that? Hold up, what did I say? $44.50. Yeah, like, you know, 450 freaking bucks or whatever. So that'd be 10% or so. So yeah, anyways, I mean, maybe this is a $400 album just because of all the stuff that I have in here. And this isn't so much an accumulation. I mean, I would say this is an album, even though there's like, I haven't organized it by, you know, anything more significant than Scott number and so, but it's still, that's, I think, one of the differences, right, of an accumulation or a collection is, has it been organized, cataloged, valued, you know, is it protected? Yes, you know, so all those boxes are checked. So this is my 3-cent album anyway. There's just sheet page after page or sheet after sheet, right? Some of the sheets I have multiples, which I did document. I think this one actually, look, it says 3. No, oops. Not sure why I wrote that. Oh, page 3. Okay, I got it. But yeah, some of these I have multiples. But it's pretty. I like it. I spent a lot of money on the stamps. I spent money on the pages, the binder. I spent time and effort identifying and looking up the price for these. By the way, if I think back to where I got the price for these sheets, I don't think you're going to find that in the Scott catalog. So I believe what I ended up doing was referencing, I think, Mystic stamps. And so some of you might feel a certain kind of way about that. I literally go to their website and punch in, I'd say number 957, and you can filter what you're looking for, a mint sheet, and they would say it's $27.50 for a mint sheet, and I would write that down, and I consider that catalog price. So that's how I did this. Were I to go to Mystic and buy this as a mint sheet, what would I have to pay? $19. So that's I think how I did it. As I look back, and like I said, it's been a couple of years, but I kind of remember that because it took a while. It was a good bit of work. So yeah, gosh, it's honestly, it's pretty. I do like it, of course. One thing that totally bothered me about it, though, which I forget about, is one of my pet peeves, if you're a sheet collector, is handling them. That's probably the most annoying part of it all. A little bit more expensive, they take up a whole freaking page, right? And they're flimsy, delicate. You gotta wear gloves, and you would never ever want to put your fine tip tongs anywhere near a mint sheet. I have no place there. And so, you can imagine, like, this is a huge binder. There is a lot of mint sheets in this thing. One by one, handling them and trying to delicately put them in these pages, and they want to fold and flop, and I need to tuck them in the corner, but the pages only open from the top and side, so you kind of got to stuff it in the corner a little and lift the plastic and blah blah blah. Very annoying trying to handle these delicate little things and put them in here without damaging them. I can say I do feel, when I look back, at least as far as memory goes, that I'm sure I have caused damage to some of these. I don't know about this album, but I have many albums, right? But I've definitely damaged mint sheets trying to put them in the pages by handling them. I feel like that's something that may be inevitable. I can't seem to predict, like, this sheet looks like the paper's pretty strong, blah blah blah, and then I go and touch it and it just, they pull apart, or it flops, and it causes, it just like flops out of nowhere, and I cause a crease where I was holding it because of that, like, just stupid little things. So that's one thing that I've always found a little bit irritating about these, is they definitely are no fun to handle, in my opinion. You just have to be really, really careful, Can't handle them with tongs, so anyways. I like the aesthetic of it, like the aesthetics of this, because there's something visually satisfying about mint sheets. They're pretty, they're perfect, they have nice colors. You get to see the stamps in a production format. I just like certain things about it. I do find it appealing, and I've never just only collected mint stamps. I've always had used mixed into my collections, and so to have something that was like just straight up mint, I really do like. It kind of, satisfies that urge for me. Of every now and then, I really do like mint stamps. So anyways, these are my thoughts, okay, on this. And so, while I like it, I don't love it, and I don't really recommend it, frankly. Now, if for whatever reason, mint sheets are what grabbed your interest, then go for it. Who cares? You can live your life. You can do whatever you want, right? It's your money, your hobby. There's no rules. Do it your way. Do whatever makes you happy. If you like this stuff, boom, go for it. And for a while I did, but here I am, 4 years later or something, looking back and just thinking to myself, this was kind of a waste of money because I don't know, what am I going to do with them? So yeah, as I sit here, I'm like, they're pretty, they're nice. Oh, okay, well, so, how much are these going to appreciate? Just like all the other stamps, probably not much at all. These are all super common U.S. stamps. Like this is number 1109. It was released in 1958. $20 you'd have to pay to go on Mystic and buy this mint sheet right here. So in 50 years, how much is this going to be worth? Freaking nothing. I mean, it's going to be worth like $22. It's not going to matter. Like this stuff, just like a lot of stamp collecting, isn't going to appreciate. So realistically, yeah, you would just have to have whatever reason, whatever passion behind you to want to collect mint sheets. And I guarantee there are people out there. I know for a fact there are. But yeah, personally, I really look at this and think I kind of regret it. I don't know. Now, even if I was going to turn around and try to sell these, I could, but this is like a buttload of work. I mean, god dang, there's hundreds of them in here. I'm gonna list all of them individually, or would I sell it as one big one big binder? And how would I even value what I have in here? I mean, I guess I would just use the tally that I had, and I'd say, well, it's theoretically $4,500 of stamps. So if we were saying that Mystic's value was cat value, then it would be 10%, and it'd go as, hey, maybe this is a $450 album. I feel like there would be probably a little bit added on to whatever the value is, because of the fact that it is made, it's organized. I have a tallied inventory in here. They're organized by Scott number. They're all protected in nice Vario pages. I mean, there's actually some nice things about it. So that's worth 50 extra bucks. So maybe it's a $500 album. And as I sit here just looking at this thing, thinking to myself, could I really sell this 3-cent sheet album for $500? It just sounds wrong to me. It sounds wrong. I mean, so personally, as I'm looking at this and talking out loud to you guys, I'm thinking to myself that the Mystic values are probably baloney, and that was, what would you call it, optimistic of me to use their values. I guess I didn't know where else to turn to try and put a number, to attach a value to things like this early on. But this brings me to my point of, really, I think that this is actually only going to be worth about face value. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 70 stamps on here. On this page, they're 3-cent stamps, 7, 14, 21. So there's $2.10 worth of stamps. And this is page 62, right? So let's look at what I valued this. Ooh, come on. Okay. Page 62. Okay, so I valued that at a $35 sheet. So this is something that's still, actually, as I'm looking at it, I mean, if that's for real, then my heart sinks, oh my God, if it's really only worth $2.10, which is face value, I mean, that sucks. That really sucks. And that's a far cry from what I'm saying it's worth $35, so that's why these values, I think, are just bogus. And Mystic gouges you anyways. Everybody knows that. Mystic is not the cheapest place to buy stamps. They're reputable and they have decent products, it seems, but they're not cheap. And so yeah, they're a little proud. But this is where I'm not an expert. I mean, I wonder where the true value would fall. So let's say, well, I'm going to go look on eBay real quick. I'm going to go look for US number 1105 mint sheets, and I want to see what they sold for. Because that's going to be a pretty good indicator, right? A real world sale price of what these go for, and hopefully there'll be something on eBay. So let me check real quick. I just want to see. Goodness. So here I am on eBay. Did US stamp number 1105 mint sheet. I filtered it by sold listings, and wouldn't you know it, look at that. This is October 31st this year, sold for $249 plus $2 shipping. So yeah, that answers that. I mean, how the heck is Mystic selling that for $35? Wow, that's actually horrible, right? Because here we are. Here's another one, $6. Sold just a handful of days earlier. Let's see. So that's a single. Okay, this one was a mint never hinged full sheet of 70, sold for $3.41. Huh? Well, hey, somebody sold. Oh no, that's different. That's a different number. Ooh, wow, $5.55 for these airmails. Wow, sorry, getting sidetracked. Anyways, yeah, interesting to see the sold stuff. So there's not too many. Look, here you go. Here's actually another one, a whole mint sheet, $3.50. So I'd say anywhere from $2.50 to $3.50, maybe $5. $2 to $5 for your mint sheet. So that's horrible. That hurts. It hurts to see that. But see, this is where, let's say, I think that I'm doing okay because of, if that's really the case, that they really are just selling for face value. Yeah, let's see how I did with my rule of thumb then. If I said it was $35 and we were going to do times 0.1 should give me 10%, so $3.50. So, yeah, doing the 10% rule actually would have had me fall right about in the perfect position for the value of this sheet. And that, I think, is really something somebody would pay, for it happily. While this would be technically above face value, I mean, we're talking what, like $1.40 above face value? I mean, we're talking dollars and cents here. I mean, this is a joke, but I know there's some real frugal people out there. They'd say no, and they'd scoff at that. But to me, it's like, that's ridiculous. I guarantee you I paid more for that sheet than $3.50. But again, that's my point. That's because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just shooting blindly, buying things, just pulling the trigger and just going for it. If I wanted it, I bought it. Didn't matter. To me, the price too much. I wanted it and I bought it. So, not like this specific sheet. I mean, the sheet definitely came in a collection I bought. But that was my mode of operation. I was just like, whatever, I want it, and I'm going to buy it, and that's that. So that's how I was for 2 years or so. That's why I spent so much money on stamps, and ended up getting into a little bit of debt that I'm still fighting off. So, anyways, this all just brings me round back to my original point of what am I going to do with all of these mint stamps? Gosh, I guess ultimately I could just sell them. I could offload my entire mint sheet collection, but I really don't want to. Actually, this brings me... I'll hold on to them for now, but this brings me to my next thought of, let's go and see if I can find some of these purchases. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, so I find this interesting, and it's interesting to look at. I've actually never looked at this stuff, but so way back in 2020, right? Um, what a fun time in the world, right? Anyways, here are only my eBay purchases. Okay, look at, I bought 53-cent mint sheets for 150 bucks. Bummer. Wow. From some guy. Okay, October 29th, 2020. Looky here. Here's a place where I actually bought a whole bunch of stamps, which I actually do like this seller, and I'll recommend them, I guess. CK Stamps on eBay. I like them. They're pretty straightforward. They ship things quickly. It was what they said it would be. I didn't have any issues, so I was happy with this guy. They do sell a lot of stamps, and so I bought a whole bunch of. I got in this bidding war on a whole bunch of different listings for mint sheet collections, and they'd always have these silly, adjectives on each one. This is a powerful mint U.S. sheet collection. Look at this one. This one's nifty. Whatever. So they always did something like that. Amazing, awesome. Whatever their stupid word is they chose, but so like this one, it was 3 files, okay, full of mint sheets. And when they say files, they actually mean like stock books. So, anyways, there could have been anywhere from 20 to 30 sheets per stock book, like that kind of idea. Anyways, I got in a bidding war and won this one, 300 bucks, right? Look at this one, 124, okay? Here's another one, 224. Man, I just bought a lot of these mint sheets. Ooh, this one's enticing. Wow. So, anyways, 205. Hear about some random British colonies stamp collection, all in mint sheets. I don't know why I would have ever bought that, but apparently I did. $51. Here's another one, $202. Advanced mint sheet U.S. collection, whatever. Look at this one. Oh my God, 610. I spent $610 on this, and unfortunately, it's been so long ago. All the photos are gone, so I can't look at the original listings, which always I find annoying about eBay. That eventually happens, but anyways, at least they have it all documented that I bought it and what I paid and when. So, yeah, I actually added all this up just for fun. Let's see where we're at. $1,867. Okay. Holy crap. And that's between October 19th and October 29th. So within 10 days, because I went and spammed a bunch of different listings, and bid on them, I actually ended up popping nearly $2,000 on a whole bunch of freaking mint sheets. I mean, what a joke. I can't believe. See, this is just a clear example of, where's the self-control? Where's even the direction? I didn't even know what I was going to do with them all. I just knew that I wanted them. And I love stamps. And so, yeah, anyways, I hope that you guys can exercise a little bit better judgment and self-control than I did when I first started this hobby, because, whoa. And this is just one aspect of the hobby. I mean, just mint sheets. This is like one little thing on a whole big broad board filled with a whole bunch of crap that I wanted. Mint sheets was just one thing. Oh God, the amount of money I've spent on stamps, ridiculous. So, anyways, this is just eBay. So this got me thinking. I was like, well, let me go to Mystic, because I know for a fact I have spent a lot of money at Mystic on mint sheets. And that doesn't even count all the other stuff I've bought. I'm just talking mint sheets. So I went to Mystic. For some reason, my password did not populate, so I had to redo it. Anyway, I got logged in, and here I am, looking at my account history and my orders, and they're telling me I haven't placed any orders with them. That's horrible. Are you freaking kidding me? I've spent thousands of dollars at Mystic. I can't believe that they nuked my order history. I mean, where the hell is it? I guess maybe there's some kind of time frame where it just drops off. I find that extremely annoying. Of course, I could contact them and try to figure out can you guys dig up my history? Where'd it go? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not even going to bother. I just wanted to pop in here and just look at my order history, and it's gone. So that's really sucky. I don't know why that is, but there you go. Thanks, Mystic. You guys are the best. Anyway, so I went to my email. Of course, I should have email receipts of everything, and I do. So here you go. Like, here's an example of, let's see, this was October 8th, 2020. Good grief. Isn't that just the day before? Hold on. 19th. 8th. Okay, so like 11 days before I started blowing money on eBay, I was apparently on Mystic. And here's an example of just some stuff that I bought. Look at here. I bought a mint sheet album, okay, with mint sheet pages. So that was $70. A little storage box, glass scenes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but this brings me to what I wanted to show you guys, which is, here you go. I bought a 1910 1 cent Franklin sheet, number 383, $695. Okay, so there you go. There's $700 on one single mint sheet that I bought from Mystic. Keep going. Look, here's another mint sheet, $100. Here's another mint sheet, $470. 125. This Theodore Roosevelt sheet was $450. Oh my God, this is the order that I bought my Graf Zeppelins too. Holy crap! I bought a mint set for almost $1,800. Jesus, I tell you what. Looking back at this, man, crazy. This was a very early order for me, though, I will say, because I'm noticing here that I actually bought a grab bag, a half-pound grab bag from them. I actually remember that. Actually, I think that I saved a lot of it in a storage box, and then I actually ended up mixing it into my current grab box that I'm still working on now. So some of those will actually be in the grab box. But anyways, oh man, look, I bought another mint sheet, Federal Buildings, $285. So look, a $4,000 order. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my God. I was out of my mind. Anyways, so here's proof. I did buy these things from Mystic, and it really is pretty freaking dumb that they're not showing anything on the history. Anyways, I just wanted to share all that. That's pretty ridiculous. So this gives you an idea of the ridiculous amount of money I've spent on mint sheets. But actually, there's one thing that I want to know. I want to add up the total of these eBay purchases with the purchases from Mystic that I at least have in that email only. Let's just see what that comes to. Okay, so excluding like the other random stuff and the album that I bought and all, whatever, even these ones whatever that weren't that were on back order, I ended up at $39.56. Adding on these expensive sheets here pretty much. So $4,000. Okay, that is painful to see because I know I could never get that back. But I will say, this is what I was saying, that some of them do have value. I mean, this 1 cent, this 1910 1 cent Franklin single line watermark and perforate sheet, I actually would probably be able to turn around and sell that for some decent money. I haven't damaged it. It's still in the condition it was in when I bought it. That's a rarer sheet. Yeah, I don't know what I could actually turn around. Like if Mystic can sell it to me for $700, I might be able to turn around and sell that for $400 or $500 or something. But I feel like I would still lose money on it. I don't feel like I would be able to sell this sheet for what Mystic sells it for. That's just my guts telling me this is where Mystic charges you too much. These are premiums for these items, and so yeah, I mean to think, could I turn around and sell my mint sheet collection for $5,000? I doubt it. And we're talking many, many binders. I don't think 10, but like 8, 7 binders or something. So hundreds and hundreds of mint sheets. Gosh dang. But what am I going to do with it all? Sell it? I don't think I can make my money back. So I shot myself in the foot. I should have never bought them in the first place. So yeah, I kind of just feel like, just not very intelligent. Here's Here's a 5-cent Mint Sheet album I pulled out just so we can look at this one while I talk. I said this one $23.42 total value. I would have done the same thing with the Mystic prices, so it's probably a $200 binder, right? So yeah, looking at those numbers and all that, that was actually illuminating for me, and man, it really helps to kind of concrete in my head that I don't think I'll be buying Mint Sheets. And I probably should have. I just didn't know what I was doing. I really just didn't know what I was doing, So this is what I get, Well, it's nice to have these. I'm not going to lie. I do like them. I have them. They're mine, I made them. It's cool. I like that. I like stamps. I do like this. But, yeah, financially, it just seems like, looking back, what a bad idea. Yeah. And this is where I end up with these, like, well, should I use these? I mean, well, this is a 5-cent stamp, so, 10 of them's worth 50 cents. So if I put, like, 12 or 13 of these on an envelope, I should be able to mail an envelope. It's so stupid. So, anyway, to round off this point that I'm making with this is, this is one of the regrets, and unless this had sentimental value for you, unless this was just your passion and was something you wanted, regardless of the values or anything, you want to collect Mint Sheets because you like Mint Sheets, well then you know what, dude, go for it. Live life, have fun, do you. But, personally, I just feel like in retrospect, this is something that I regret. So, I bet you, with the knowledge that I have now, like I said, I'm no expert, but I feel like I have better resources now to buy these kind of things than, like on eBay. eBay isn't bad, but I feel like if I was going to go to Apfelbaum and buy some big ridiculous Mint Sheet collection, I bet you I could pay like $1,000 or $1,500 and get some like ridiculously huge collection that's probably got even more Mint Sheets than what I've got right now, and I spent, who knows, $5,000 plus, I like, there's definitely other emails, other orders from other vendors that I'm not even counting on that. I mean, how ridiculous is that to think the amount of money I've spent just on my Mint Sheet collection alone? I mean, how ridiculous. Like, I could use $5,000 right now. I'd be glad to sell all my Mint Sheets off for $5,000 and throw that on a credit card so I could stop paying interest. I mean, holy crap, I could use the money. Instead, here's what I've got. So, yeah. Maybe if I wasn't financially in a crappy spot, I wouldn't feel quite like that. But ultimately, I really do think it's just simple enough. I mean, it's just the way that I bought these was, I think, the wrong way. I think that I made some pretty crappy financial decisions early on. So, if you're a new collector who happens to be watching this video, I would like to say to you, if you're capable of listening to what I have to say, then please just learn from what I've done and my mistakes and try to believe it and not do it to yourself. Okay? But, yeah. That's always been the struggle with me. Like, all growing up, I have intelligent people that care about me, that are wise, they give me advice, and I don't listen. Because for some reason I'm stubborn and I have to do things myself and fail myself and feel the pain to appreciate the lessons that are learned. I can't just have somebody tell me and take their advice. That would be too smart. Apparently I just need to crash and burn on my own to grow up. And unfortunately, that's kind of the way that I am. Sometimes I make things harder on myself than they need to be, and so knowing better but not doing better, ever since I became a teenager, I kind of started being like that. I don't think I'm a fool, like a total idiot, but sometimes I just apparently lack self-control. Yeah, so anyways, enough about me. I'm not here to bash myself. I mean, this is only 4-ish years ago that I was doing this, and I was in a financially better position than I am now. Like a bit significantly even. My rent's like 4 times plus what it used to be, which is one major thing that's changed in my life. And basically all of my disposable income has just been flushed down the toilet as rent. So that's part of why I can't pay my cards off the way I want. Rent's expensive out here in Virginia. Holy crap. I live in a single bedroom, single bathroom apartment, and I just renewed my lease for another year, so this will be my 2nd year, I think. Anyways, I'm paying about $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month. I mean, holy crap, that's more than 30% of my monthly income, or oh god, I'm sorry, I'm getting all confused now. Whenever you do the budget for whatever apartment you can afford, it's, I think it's 30% or less. Rent has to be 30% or less of your income for them to approve you. I believe. Sorry if I'm wrong, but I think that's about right. And I'm probably like 40-something% of my actual income is rent, which is too high. So I'm living lean. This is why I haven't made any major stamp purchases for a while. So anyways, gosh, guys, I mean, enough of me blabbing about my problems and stuff, but yeah, this is just like the reality for me these days, and these are the thoughts that I have when I look at these things, and so I just want to put this out there for you guys to mull over. I know a lot of people listen to me or watch my videos while they work on their stamp collections, so I actually think that's really cool, by the way. The idea of you, I picture you guys like all busy with your tongs and doing stuff, and you might look up and glance at the video every now and then and just see what Kyle's talking about or whatever. And I think that's really cool to be in the background. That's exactly how I was when I got into stamp collecting. I was soaking up every bit of information I could possibly find from every content creator. I was watching every video I could. It was like a new frontier. Stamp collecting is like just this giant broad spectrum of so much learning to do, so many new things I've never seen, things I don't understand, things I've never heard of, and then it like trickles into history, which, oh my god, there's so much to know history worldwide. I mean, that's still a huge problem for me, is just I'm not even familiar enough geographically with places, even geographically, let alone whatever their history is. And so yeah, I mean, this is just, my passion was exploding when I was at the beginning there, and for whatever reason, Mint Sheets, man, they caught my eye. So yeah, it's just all just interesting to see, interesting for me to think about. Honestly, I've made all these, I've spent the money, I've spent the time, I put them on the shelf, and there they sit. There they sit. They don't do anything. They don't do a thing. They just sit on my shelf and have costed me a lot of money. So yeah, I do feel like I've changed over the years. Like, this is something I would absolutely not do right now. I would never do this ever again, ever. What is wrong with me? Oh God. So yeah. Wow. I think it was a perfect storm for me. Hold on, let me turn you around. I was in a good financial position. I was making decent money. I lived in my dad's basement and had a really small amount of rent. It was COVID time, and I was just spending a lot of time indoors, so I had money. I found the stamp collection under my bed that Grandpa gave me. My passion ignited, and I just went nuts, And yeah, I mean, it is freaking crazy to look at the numbers. That's the proof. I got it right there. I've blown some pretty ridiculous amount of money on stamps, and yeah, I mean, just thinking about it overall, I mean, all the supplies and everything, and the cabinets and the folders and all the collections and everything, I mean, it's just so nuts. I mean, there's so many tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, unbelievable. Wow, I still can't believe that I did that. But it's led me to where I am now, you know, and I can't say that I completely regret it at all. Matter of fact, I love the hobby. I love this stamp channel. I love stamps. I like the people. I like doing this, and I'm glad that I've done it overall. But you know, hindsight's 20/20, and well, there is no changing what has taken place in the past. Lessons have been learned, and I can move forward with the knowledge from those lessons. And yeah, that's my moral of the story here is take the time to understand where you want to go with this hobby. It really does seem like an endless money pit. So set goals that are realistic and attainable for yourself with the things that you like. Maybe even make a plan or a budget, you know, so you can achieve these goals, and do what suits you. Yeah, anyway, that's it. Like I said, unplanned, unscripted video here. I don't really know where I'm headed with it. I'll catch you on the flip side. Later, guys.